Another rainy day. It's just kind of spitting out. A little more than yesterday, but hopefully it clears up.
All right, well, it stopped raining. It is really chilly out. It's in the 50s and, of course, still very damp, but time for a ride while I can. Let's go. Whew. Went a little longer than I planned on. That's okay. I wanted to push myself. Definitely out of shape. Even from what I was a month ago, because I haven't been doing this. Man. Well, I know it's cold out because every breath I was taking, my glasses are fogging up. So I'm kind of riding like this. Oh, it's good though. I'm sweating a little bit, even though it's cold out. So definitely did a little more work than I did yesterday's. Kept it in one higher gear, tried to use my legs a little bit more. And I did that because of an article that I read real late last night. I'm not going to go into depth about it right now. Probably do that tomorrow because I want to reread it and really pull some pertinent facts out of it. But I kind of had a little bit of an epiphany moment reading it. It was all about myths about fat burning and the science behind it. But more importantly, they had some real practical knowledge and not just tips, but guidance. So I'll share what I think about that more tomorrow when I can reread it today and really get a grasp on things. But I think it might very much change the way I'm doing things. It's basically for weight loss. And it's not what you might think. Some of you, I'm sure, will be like, duh, told you so, bro, way back in the beginning. But I didn't know it had this kind of relevance. And I don't know if you did either, those of you that told me. Because nobody's ever told me this. I never knew this stuff before the article. And it was just like, oh my God, how did I not know that? How have I not heard that from anybody? It's just such a plain English little explanation that I think will be surprising to a lot of people. So anyway, more on that tomorrow, like I said, once I get a better handle on the meat of the article. We were going to go to the Florida State Fair today because, it cleared up, weather's okay, nice and cool. It's great for being outside walking around. But we're looking at the schedule. And we've been in years past, so we know exactly what it's like. They've got a flea market part. It's in a big, exhibit hall. And it's nothing great. It's like, you see the ShamWow kind of people. That kind of stuff. It's the little booths of people selling stuff. Like a flea market, but a little step above in class, just a little bit. And then they have a lot of concerts, some local people, tribute bands, nothing big. And they have a lot of animal exhibitions, livestock show, pig race, all kinds of typical stuff you see at a state fair. It's about agriculture, it's about the farmers, that's all cool. And they got a lot of, displays. There's a guy that does chainsaw carvings of, like eagles and bears and totem poles and stuff like that. Lots of displays like that. But again, unless you're going there to buy something or you've already seen it a couple times, okay, it is what it is. And then they got the rides. Of course, they have a decent selection of fair rides, but they're all fair rides. I mean, they fit on a semi-truck trailer or, claps down, so they're the size of fair rides. And there's actually another one right down the street here, about 15 minutes, just set up this weekend. And there's, 6 or 8 adult-sized, normal fair rides. But the prices are $43 plus parking per person. When you think about it that way, for the two of us to go, that's over half the price of going to Disney for the day, or much over half the price of Busch Gardens, or SeaWorld, or, Universal, or anything. That's just crazy. If it was like $25 a person, which is what you can go to the Strawberry Festival for and get the same rides pretty much, that's more like it. But I mean, in the end, you're spending well over $100 plus food. And that ain't cheap either. It's the same price as you find at any fair. Get a caramel apple and a soda. There's $15-20. So, seriously, it's like, we looked at each other, we're like, never mind. It's just not worth over $100 just to go on a few fair rides. So, scratch that idea. Maybe we'll go to the Strawberry Festival. I've been to that a bunch of times too. It's pretty much the same thing, just smaller. So, that's it for today. I'm just gonna go back to work. Normal Saturday. See you guys tomorrow. Oh, and one last thing. I did the swap for this iPhone 5 battery. Went perfectly. Took about 15 minutes just taking my time following it was like 5 steps on iFixit.com. Got the battery and tools for $30 shipped. Can't be beat. It's working great. Before the swap, I would be down at least 15, maybe 20% after doing these updates and that ride video. Just plugged it into the computer to transfer files, 2% for everything. Perfect. Back to normal.